Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to bring you a Link to the Past Randomizer cross-roll key sanity match. And if this matchup sounds familiar, it's kind of a repeat of the grand finals of last year, where Lynn took out Andy in the I believe it was a best of 5 in the third game. So actually, I believe it went to 5 games, if I remember correctly. And today, on commentary, I'm very pleased to be joined by Dane 8373, and I'm probably going to butcher her name, Alcalanis. So, if you guys would like to talk a little bit about the tournament, I'm going to mute myself, and we should be getting going shortly. So, thank you very much.
All right, yeah, so hello, I'm Dane.
I'm Alcalanis, so...
Yeah, we're bringing you this 5-1 matchup, and like our restreamer was mentioning earlier, this was a rematch of the grand final. So Alkaline, Asa, how are you feeling about this matchup we got today?
This is a very hype match. So, this is a rematch from last year, and they are both super great players. Andy is coming back for revenge tonight, and Linlinlin will just defend his last win. So, yeah. The winner tonight guarantees the qualification for the next round of the tournament. So this is very important.
Yeah, these last few games are really important because ideally for both of these players, you wouldn't want to lose it all, because if you finish 7-1, then you're just in the playoffs outright. If you go 6-2, then you have to play in the play-in game, perhaps, to make it into the bracket. And if you go 5-3, obviously you will not make the bracket. So like you mentioned, the winner is safe to at least get into the play-in game, but you'd like to go 7-1, and then the loser still has a shot to at least make the play-in game. So very important match. Also, very nice to get that sword there in Link's house. The early sword in Crosskeys is very convenient.
Yeah, you can actually kill stuff. Some chests are quite isolated when you don't have a weapon to kill the enemies.
Yeah, sometimes in Crosskeys you'll even get to the point where like you can clear a bunch of dungeons, but you can't beat Tower of Hera because you don't have the sword, or you can't be blind because you don't have a weapon. So it's really nice to have that early weapon out of the way.
Yeah, so they are making the same start. So you check the witch entrance, and probably getting money from Julian Cave.
Yeah, and one thing that you'll see runners do on this route, we saw Linlinlin decide to chuck some bushes at that buzz blob up there, and he sees that they're in the bomb drop pad, which is really nice, because sometimes you'll get either Back of Sanctuary or Kakariko Well over at this useless fairy drop down, and if you have an extra bomb, it's just really nice and convenient. So we'll see if that ends up being a big deal here or not.
Getting bombs super early in Crosskeys is very important. There are a lot of entrances locked by bombs, a lot of items in entrances that are locked by bombs, and you don't know where shops are, so you can't really buy bombs if you need. So your best bet is either killing enemies or farming bushes, and you don't want to farm bushes; it's slow.
Yeah, one other thing you can do is early when you go to that Uncle drop down, you can try the tree poles, and sometimes you'll get lucky and get bombs there. But yeah, definitely like to kill the enemies and try to hunt for that bomb drop pack to get a few extra bombs. And we see a little bit of divergence here with Linlinlin deciding to check at least these 2 entrances over here, and Andy's going to go up north to check the Uncle drop down plus the Hyrule Castle entrance.
Andy really likes to check drop downs as soon as possible. Getting Turtle Rock entrance is very, very good right now. You can farm bombs in Turtle Rock entrance, and it's not slow at all.
Yeah, you also get that full magic refill, which can be important. If you get a magic weapon like the cane earlier, they're not as big with this sword here, but definitely nice to have. And meanwhile, Linlinlin has found 2 item caves down there, finding C-shaped house and mire shed. Haven't gotten too much of note here, but good to find those.
Yeah, he gets bombs. Also, Triple seems to be bombs for Andy, and Sanctuary is at the worst position to. Yeah, it's the worst position. You hate to see it usually.
Yeah, Sanctuary here. You're not gonna see any save and quits to Sanctuary here today. Just gonna get the bombs from the back and be out of here. And we see that tree pull is in fact bombs today. For I believe that would be. I'm not sure if these run. I think they might have been actually on the tier 3 tree pull because they both kill a considerable amount of enemies without taking damage.
Yeah, both players have bombs on tier 3. They saw it. Andy pulled the tree a second time and got full magic on it. So yeah, both tree pulls are very good.
And there's a second sword down there in the Sanctuary. So we're going to have a pretty easy way of getting through a lot of this early game. Nice to get rid of enemies. Also, we'll open up that one entrance at the top of Aga Tower, or at the top of the High Castle when we get there.
That's an entrance that you really don't want to isolate usually. So it's very nice to get a sword at this point.
Yeah, we don't know when we'll actually be able to get there because you either need to find a connector up there or be able to have Dark World access to the pyramid plus the mirror. So it can often be very late that you get it. But then sometimes, like you mentioned, if you find it early and don't have Master Sword or Cape, it's really can be annoying to isolate that.
Yeah. So considering our Sanctuary position in this seed, the one thing we really want to get as soon as possible is the third save point. So we want to save the old man very soon, if possible. Either by finding a connector to the Death Mountain, or by finding the dark cave that leads to the old man.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see that, whenever you have that sank in that spot, you're either going to have to save and quit to Link's house a lot, or hope that the old man has a good save and quit point.
Yeah. So Lin is going to check Kakariko as soon as possible, while Angie it seems he's getting to Eastern Palace area. Eastern Palace area is somehow very slow to check, but you can do everything there, so it's a pretty good idea to check it early usually.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a divided issue because, like you mentioned, it is pretty long. So some people will put it off, but it doesn't really get that much better later. Like a glove can help, and you can sometimes route it in with a pod area with a mirror, though you don't often get the mirror that early. But yeah, so some runners have to do it early. Meanwhile, we see Sahash Rawl's hut over in Kakariko, and Desert Palace is our green pendant today.
Yeah. Also, we saw the Smith on Race Game Right, which is very good. Like this is absolutely the best spot for the Smith to exist. Oh, pod.
Yeah, pod's nice to find early. Yeah. We already have bombs, because that's one of the reasons you like to find pod early, is you can farm bombs here. But we can't really do much in here with no keys and no bow. We could see one of these runners elect to do a mimic clip, but I'm not sure if they want to do that with no keys, though. Maybe if they're very confident in their abilities quickly, they will.
I think Linlinlin usually does it. But with pod as easy as this to reach, maybe not. Or he's still doing it. Both runners can mimic clip. They are both very good at it. I think Linlinlin is faster, but
meanwhile, Andy found Hyrule Castle right over in that Flute to 5 spot, which is pretty nice because otherwise you're gonna have to take a save and quit there. Whereas now he can just check some of the items here and get the check the connectors as well.
I would hate it because if you have to take this connector multiple times, you have a long road.
That's true. It is nice for the items and that you get to check the connectors for free on the route, but yeah, you don't want the connectors to actually go somewhere good because you have to come back here. It's quite a challenge.
Yeah. That was a super good mimic clip from Linlinlin. Yeah, Linlinlin is faster at mimic clip than NG because he does it without buffers.
Yeah, that is definitely not as easy as Linlinlin made it look, because if you mess up once, you lose all the progress that you had on your mimic clip. So if you're doing it without buffers like that, you are pretty on point.
Yeah. So that's an out of logic castle tower small key from Linlinlin, which is a very very strong information.
Yeah, and speaking of out of logic, Andy grabbed a out of logic tempered sword from the Dark Cross room and escaped. So already having tempered sword sub 10 minutes in Crosskeys is quite crazy.
Yeah. Andy gets money also.
And Linlinlin found that long ferry connector in Kakariko. Gonna not want to check that, but good to note that that is there. Check that at some point in the future.
Yeah. Oh, total work right. That's one of the entrances you want to see early game.
Yeah, because otherwise it just becomes like a late game item cave, because that's the only way to get to that Turtle Rock big chest is through that entrance. You cannot backtrack through it. You can get to any other entrance from the Turtle Rock right, but not the other way around.
Yeah, the other good thing with Turtle Rock right is that you can just bomb jump to the Turtle Rock left easy connector. It's not in logic, but that's very nice. It gives you options. Here is the first big key of the seed. Oh, Ice Palace. That's not a big key that is required, but that's a big key you really want to see because you never want to go back into Ice Palace. Oh, Paradox.
Yeah, Paradox is a very nice cave for both the connectors and the 7 items. We'll see when Linlinlin elects to go back to pick up those items. Probably won't want to check the connectors anytime soon, but you'll want to get those items pretty soon.
Yeah. Encore is that the Smith drop down. Oh, flippers. Yeah, good thing that both runners did early Ulian, because when you have flippers, it's just not possible to do it anymore.
And one of those, we see on Andy's side, one of those Hyrule Castle connectors leads over to the Mire area, which is one of the best areas to get a connector to. Also finding a dark room back there. I wasn't able to tell what it is, but perhaps Andy was based off the movement.
Yeah. So Fairy Ascension connector here.
Okay, so we saw both sides of that now. The other one is just over in the chicken or the shop in Kakariko.
I mean, you're happy to see it because you don't take it. And Linlinlin will be able to use this one Agatowa small key if he succeeds to do it in the dark. That's out of logic, but if you are able to do it, why not?
And green potion.
Yeah.
Finding a new bottle before finding Sick Kid is always nice in Crosskeys. Won't even have to worry about keeping track of where that Sick Kid is once you find him.
Yeah, and also it's actually filled with a green potion. It's very good. You never want to run out of magic. In Crosskeys, it's harder to farm magic than in regular runs. That was very nice from Lin.
And we saw the other connector, and so Hyrule Castle Center goes to Mire, and Hyrule Castle left goes to top of Dark Death Mountain. So those are two very useful connectors once you find them here. So like you were mentioning, that could be quite annoying if the runners have to walk back over there. We also found Ice Palace on Dark Death Mountain, so a pretty nice set of connectors, which is, considering where Hyrule Castle is a bit annoying.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Andy make his way over to Kakariko and follow sort of in Linlinlin's footsteps here.
Yeah. Lin is probably doing all Kakariko entrances, then doing Paradox Cave, because he still did not pick a single chest from there. Oh, small key, you're very mean this.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to not get the items yet, but perhaps he just wants to do all those connectors at the end, especially with knowing where the Fairy Ascension Cave connector is. It makes a lot of sense, because then you can do the bottom of Paradox without the mirror. It's a one-way connector, so you can just come over here after you're done with Kakariko, get all the items, and check all the connectors.
Lin is probably checking Paradox Middle, then Paradox Rover. But yeah. Oh, you, you don't like to see this.
Yeah, because now we've got two connectors that are both one way.
Yeah, and both
there.
of them have items.
Yeah, I definitely want to get the paradox items first because there's 7 of them versus just the one spec rock. But we'll see when Linlinlin likes to go back up and check what that item is. Gonna like to do some farming here because, like you mentioned, Crosskeys is not as easy to get money because there's less rupees per chest because of all the keys and compasses in the chests. So you oftentimes will be short on Zora money.
Yeah, and you can be short on pod money, and you really don't want to be short on pod money.
Yeah, that pod entrance is already enough of a pain to check, and if you go there the whole way without having the rupees to pay off Kiki, it gets even worse.
Yeah, Lin is getting life savings here. Oh, NJ is checking the connector right now. He will be very sad.
Yeah, especially since this is the long way to do this connector going this direction.
Yeah.
And now Linlinlin is headed back over to Paradox Cave, wants to get those 7 items.
Yeah.
And this is, when you find Paradox Top, it's really nice to have that sword, because sometimes those Moldorms can be really annoying, and when you're low on health, you can sometimes take unfortunate hits there.
Yeah. When you have no weapons, during a Paradox Cave is not easy. Star map is good.
We'll see if Andy makes the same decision Linlinlin made and goes over to the Bullock side of Pod. It does look like he is going to go over there and try a mimic clip of his own. Or no, maybe he's just farming times.
And Paradox Cave had a whole lot of nothing. The best item we got was a map.
And then unfortunately, we find the lockout, one of the lockout connectors, though you at least get to check and see if it's going to be the bad layout of Skull Woods.
That's actually super lucky. I think that's one of the best connectors you can get, because now you know that Skullwood's back is completely dead.
Yeah, it can be very nice, especially like because sometimes you'll get that connector is just so hard to check when you have the bad Skullwoods layout, which they at least do not have that today.
Yeah, and also you can grab that small key.
Yeah, you can even get some more chests here. We'll see how many Linlinlin decides to grab here, because you can go into the front of Skullwoods and use the bunny revival glitch that we just saw to grab even more chests.
Yeah, I'm not sure Lin will check a lot of things out of logic here, because this can be very far. That really depends on the moonpearl position.
The one nice thing, though, is a lot of times the punishment you get for sequence breaking Skull Woods is you orphan that back entrance. You orphan the big chest, too. And we find the flute here, which is a very nice sequence break. The flute is not often required, or it's kind of like 50-50 is required to get to Meyer. We already know from Andy's side you can get to Meyer without the flute. So unless that's our first logical Death Mountain, it's not going to be logically relevant, but it's still very nice to get around, especially we saw that Hyrule Castle connector. It becomes a lot easier to get to when you have that flute. Yeah,
so this flute is out of logic, but in this seed, flute is a bigger advantage than in boss seed, because your spawn points are absolutely garbage. And this is a Death Mountain access. So this is probably the best item you can find out of logic ever.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if Andy, if he elects to check that connector first, probably, because you don't want to check the bottom one first. And how far he elects to take the sequence break.
This is good. Both players will get flute. So, yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things, if you're over here, you're never not going to get the key, because, well, I guess they already have one, because like if you find the Skullwoods back in the overworld and don't have a key, it's really annoying. So if you're over here and can grab the key, you do, and then you might as well grab that chest, which happens to have the flute.
Yeah, so there's no surprise for the runners to check the entirety of Schoolwoods, because you can consider Schoolwoods as overworld checks that you can super bunny easily. That's it. All chests are super easy to get.
Yep, and he picks up his flute here, so it looks like he's gonna try to continue a little bit like Linlinlin did as well.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. That's 5 items in Schoolwoods.
And we actually have our Skullwoods is completely vanilla today in terms of entrances.
Yeah, which is very good. Definitely the best layout.
So you expect to see a Linlinlin go straight to the mountain here?
There's a chance, yeah. But now that you have flutes, it's not needed as much, because you can your spot point does not matter that much now.
Yeah, it's true. It is nice to get the old man, because if he's in the light world, it is the quickest to flute from, but it's not that big of a deal.
So the best thing that can happen for an old man spawn point now is that it's in the dark world. That's the best thing.
Yeah, because then you'll have much easier dark world access than otherwise.
And that's a completely vanilla mini Moldom cave.
Yeah, we'll see if this one pays off more than the other item caves that we've seen so far.
Yeah, it seems.
Yeah, definitely love to get your first glove in Crosskeys. The shovel is just a fetch quest, but definitely the glove is very nice to have. There's a lot of single glove locked entrances that you can easily orphan, especially since you're right by, like, you have the flute, so you can go over to the Ice Rod Cave area now for those 3 pretty dense entrances.
Yeah. It also gloves are not as important as in Crosskeys as in regular rando, but you still need 1 glove to clear Ice Palace. That's hard required, so it's always a very good item.
Yeah, I think in Crosskeys the first glove is more important than in regular, but then the second glove is a lot less important.
Yeah. So yeah, if the old man is in the dark world, it will still be out of logic, because the flute is not in logic, and we don't have the lamp to save him. So that would just be convenience, but that would not be progression. So yeah. Oh, and he finds a good entrance here.
Yeah, you really like to find the top of Super Bunny first, because other times you'll be on your route and you'll find Super Bunny bottom, and it's a one-way connector that has 2 items, so you often get tempted to take it and get taken off your route. But when you find it like this, you get the items free.
Yeah, and he gets a pod small, so that's good.
And we'll get our...
yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to mention Linlinlin's over in the Ice Rod Cave area. We'll get to see these 3 entrances.
Yeah. Pod smalls are very important, especially the 1st, the 4th, and the 6th for the logic. Yeah, and Lin finds the lamp. So now we have a lot more things to do. Lamp is very good for connectors, for dungeons logic, and for the old man logic, especially.
Yeah, because it's also our first fire source today. We already saw 1 dark connector from Andy, and I think the fact that he did not do it, we can deduce that that's at least not the front of Old Man, or the Old Man Rescue Cave, because if it was, I'm sure Andy would have taken that one. So that's probably one of the Death Mountain Descent ones.
Yeah.
Looks like Linlinlin with 507 rupees, just enough to go over and check Zora. So we'll get our first look at Zora's domain plus Zora area. Finding I don't think that's not vanilla. This is Pyramid Fairy, but it's kind of close.
Yeah, this is close. But yeah, doing Zora as early as this is it's not, you don't often do this, but you have the money, you have the flippers, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, and I think from these runners' perspectives, there's not because your flute's moon pearl locked, and there's not that many entrances left in the light world aside from the ones on the mountain. So with the lamp, maybe you'll just find the old man connector somewhere, but I think it's gonna be more important to stay in logic when you're looking for the moon pearl.
Yeah, but you have 2 connectors to take in Kakariko, so there's a high chance you can get to Death Mountain.
Yes, that's very true.
In
we can
logic,
even take a third one out of logic if we want to take Turtle Rock left.
Yeah, and you still did not pick that item in the mid and in the Spectacle Rock connector, so you have to take it.
Yeah, and you'll often see runners pick up this item no matter what it is, because then you can hookshot the hint tile if you find the top side sometime later and want to get back to Kakariko for whatever reason.
Yeah. So Andy will be checking the entrance with a bomb jump. It's not in logic, but yeah, it might be good. Okay, it's trash. It's completely garbage. You don't, because you have flute. This information is not useful at all for him.
Yeah, you would have checked that at some point on the mountain, but not gonna be too helpful here.
Yeah, if you don't have flute, it's pretty good, but without
that's funny though.
We have it. Okay, that's super funny.
Because both of the 2 Dark World West Death Mountain entrances are Spike Cave or Spiral. Spike Cave.
That's at least super interesting, because that puts the Death Mountain in logic with the mirror. So if you get the mirror, everything in Light Death Mountain is in logic.
Yeah, that's one thing to always keep into mind with Crosskeys, because you can get connected to spots like the Laser Bridge entrance or those entrances, and then they'll put parts of Death Mountain in logic with just the mirror.
Yeah, and Lin will probably take the same connector right now. Or checking the forest maybe, because he still did not do it. Actually, no runner did the last drop downs, right?
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that once Andy got Super Bunny, he went over to check the other connectors. So we haven't seen Lumberjack or Forest, to my knowledge.
Yeah, so there's still Cackwell to find, Ganon, and
Thief drop down.
Yeah, 5th drop down. That's right. So you are hoping for 5th drop down to have trash at Lumberjack 3.
And yeah, chat pointing out bad as well, because we also have not seen Sanctuary drop down. So we'll get to see this, and if it's something like Kakariko Well, you'll feel pretty good, but if it's just like Magic Bat, then kind of useless.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Now you're happy to see this. So at worst you have Ganon at Lumberjack 3. Oh, what a nice key to put in logic, Hyrule Castle. So this puts the Tempered in logic.
Yeah, and that we also found the Cane of Samaria in there, which puts some connectors, at least the Turtle Rock left connector, into logic.
Yeah. Oh, this is the 3rd pod key.
Oh wow, yeah, with the 3rd pod key, you might see them go back there at some point soon.
Yeah. Pod is in CAC, so since you have flute, you can go back whenever, you don't even care. So you probably want to do a lot of other things before going back to pod. At least you want to find the 4th key. With the 4th key, you put the back in logic, and you have more incentive to go back.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because like the main thing that I think you don't want to leave behind too early is the Moon Pearl here. But like you said, the 3 pod Spall keys only puts the bridge chest and the Stalfos basement chest into logic. So there's all those 2.
Okay, so Lumberjack is completely garbage. So Agatha War is completely cleared for Lin. And Andy still has a second chest, but it's not needed.
Yeah, you definitely like to see when this is either a visible item that you can skip, or it's the Uncle drop down or useless fairy, because then you do not have to beat Aghanim.
Yeah. Linlinlin finding the other side of the spiral cave, so at least you know where you're going when you take it.
And
yeah.
they're not. I'm not surprised to see Linlinlin not extend over to Hyrule Castle drop down, because that's either Magic Bat or Ganon, which we don't need either of those right now. So we'll check that when that becomes relevant.
So Linlinlin found Hyrule Castle at last, and will do everything in logic. So good. He has the key. He has a lamp. Can do everything. We'll get a Knight Temple Sword.
There's Ganon.
Yeah. That's actually best case scenario. You really wanted to see this.
Yeah, pretty good set of drop downs. So the Ganon Tower climb walks the one item at Magic Bat, so not necessarily going to have to do that today.
Yeah, you can't change the item, so might as well be something that you probably don't need to do. And he finally getting his lamp.
But I think right now the runners are down to. I don't think either of these runners have done the dam, desert, the desert entrance, the Agina entrance, and the two entrances outside of desert.
No,
Other than that, they just have connectors, right?
Maybe Lin. I think Lin did the desert area already.
All right, yeah, because we're running pretty low on like checks that are available in Logic.
Yeah. No, actually, there's quite a lot of things in Logic. You just don't like it. You can take that paradox connector to go to Skullwoods, and you move around Skullwoods to go into Outcast, and you have all the entrances there in Logic.
That's true. We do have some very bad bunny walks available.
I think that's it. That's what they have left in Logic.
Well, they still have the Turtle Rock left connector, because with the cane that's now in Logic.
Oh yeah, they have some. Yeah, they have some area, so that's actually in Logic. That's probably your best bet if you want to follow Logic. If you don't care about Logic, just use your flute and go to Death Mountain.
Yeah, I think you. I don't know if you want to check the connector. I would kind of value the early items a little bit, just because of the fact that they could be your Moon Pearl. That's the one thing that would hold me back from doing Death Mountain, because you might find a connector to the Dark World up there, for instance. Though we already have one that we know about, so it's not quite as big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so chat mentioning we have Pod Skeleton Room. We also have the Pod Bridge. We also have Turtle Rock, the first chest after from the front, because the front is at Hyrule Castle. Though technically that chest is the Hyrule Castle check is gonna be weird with how it's locked logically, but it's available. And then we have the Turtle Rock Chain Chomp chest as well.
You hate to do the Turtle Rock Chain Chomp chest, but
oh, we also have this dark connector here, which I don't know. I don't think we've seen the other side of.
Oh, did Andy not do it?
No, because it was the Death Mountain Ascent, which is not the easiest to do in the dark.
Oh yeah, and in Benny you don't have a weapon to. Yeah, he did not have lamp. Okay, so Lin will be able to check this connector.
All right, so I saw that Andy's on the mountain. We saw the bomb vendor. Turtle Rock was one of our reds, and
yeah.
Let's see what the other Skullwoods. It looks like our tracker is saying. Oh, there's the old. Or I guess I thought that was the other side of that connector that Linlinlin was in.
No,
That's just the regular old man connector.
So when you're in the Dark World, the bat hurts because they are considered the Dark World enemies. Oh, I don't remember what was on Desert Ledge.
Just $20. I don't know if Linlinlin ever.
Oh no, Lynn did not check it then, because
yeah, a
he
lot
would
of times
not
you
have
won't even
it.
see people check
Yeah.
the ledge.
Oh, Blue Mail is quite good. Oh, that's a dam. That's super good. So
Yeah.
this is in logic, and the dam item is in logic too. Then.
Yeah, and we also have the flippers too. So once we pull this dam, we haven't found Swamp Palace, and we still need the Swamp Small and the hammer and stuff. But if this ends up being the mirrors behind Swamp Palace, then that connector ends up being hard required. So we'll see how important that connector ends up being based off that.
Also, NG found Eastern Palace. He's not doing it because doing Eastern Palace without any items is absolutely garbage. And this Eastern Palace is still out of logic, so there's no reason to do it now.
Yeah, for sure. You're probably not gonna find your Moon Pearl in there unless there's some connector up here, because Flute being Moon Pearl locked. So that's the main item you don't want to skip right now. So just put off Eastern until later.
Yeah. There's not much in this mountain right now. Anji did not get anything of value besides the Blue Mail. So Turtle Rock Connector is probably the answer here.
Yeah, we've got some items in Turtle Rock, some items in Pod, and Turtle Rock Connector.
Lin is finishing to check the eastern area entrances. I think that's all he has left in logic as entrances.
Yeah, since he already did the desert area, I don't think that there's anything else left either.
So yeah, there's a high chance Lin will continue to follow logic here. Because going out of logic when you don't have Moon Pearl is very dangerous. You at least want the Moon Pearl to navigate easily between entrances.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you say you are going on some bunny walk without the Moon Pearl, and you find a really inconvenient connector to some area that has like a fully clearable, like a I don't know, Blind's Hut or a Hype Cave. Like you feel pretty bad if you have to come back to that. I don't think Linlinlin has checked either of these two, and it doesn't matter if he hits the bomb jump, because if you don't hit the bomb jump, you do the bunny walk and find the entrance anyway. So it's kind of funny where these connect.
There's a good thing to know about this connector, and it's that even if the item is trash, you want to always take it, because when the item is not there, you can hookshot the hint tile to pass through to take the connector.
Yeah, knowing that those tiles are hookshotable is pretty nice, because you can save time in places like Eastern if you don't have the boots and have a hookshot, and you can get across that gap there.
Yeah.
And there's the old man in the Dark World taking us to Village of Outcasts.
That's the best case scenario, because now with that old man, you don't need to go for Skullwoods. Those checks are in logic, actually.
Yeah, it's a very good point, because now there's actually a good amount of Dark World entrances in logic right now because of that Skullwoods connector, but that they are just terrible to check. That old man entrance makes it a lot easier to check them.
Yeah.
And in fact, that would make this connector here that Andy's checking is also in logic, because the old man entrance is in logic based off Skullwoods walk, and we have the lamp. Yeah,
this is true. So yeah, that's a pretty insane spawn point here. Oh, that's good. That's super good.
Yeah, whenever you find a Dark World connector to Light World entrances when you're looking for the Moon Pearl, like this, because it's much more likely that this is your Moon Pearl than some other random bunny walk, because this is 5 items and there's only a few bunnyable items.
Yeah, like this. So here's Moon Pearl.
Yep, so like I was saying, like if you are to this point where they're down to basically bunny walks and connectors, if you find a connector to Dark World entrances, you're feeling pretty good, or Light World entrances, because it's much more likely that you just find your item in here.
Yeah, so
But that's a really rewarding sequence break for sequence breaking the old man, because that's in logic, but it's not nice to check it the way the game wants you to.
Yeah, and that one pearl puts flutes in logic. Also, so you got your out of logic flute that leads to your in logic moon pearl to put in logic your flute.
We have quite the chain that we got going on here.
Yeah, so conclusion, break the logic. It will help you.
It looks like Andy's going in for second dip of pod. He only has the 2 pod calls. I guess it was.
Actually, they both have 2 keys.
Yeah, but you can still get a lot of these chests. They're not going to be in logic, but these first 2 are in logic, but the ones in the back are not yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I forgot Andy hadn't mimic clipped yet, so this makes a lot of sense from him because he can mimic clip now and get some more of the items.
Yeah,
and he may even like to save scum some of these items here since.
There's no way he's keeping this item if it's rush. I mean, if it's a key, he might still reset. Yeah, easy reset. He's checking the basement before resetting. This is probably a little dangerous to check mimic clip items without before resetting.
He does have the potion, so it won't be as long as a mimic clip could be. But yeah, I agree. And it's kind of an annoying item back here too, being an Agate Tower small key, which
actually that's okay for him because Agate Tower is in the same area, so he can check it before resetting.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Because it's like this might be an item because it gives you 1 item. We know we don't have to do Aghanim, but it's basically like a fetch quest at this point.
Yeah, but it's a close fetch quest. No, he's reset. So he has completely isolated this item. But yeah, it's still not in logic, so it's still a good call.
Yeah, and it's not like isolating the shovel because you could just find the other Agate Tower small key somewhere else and still get that item later.
Yeah. So now get him some pod basement chest. Oh, that's actually pretty insane.
Yep, bow and pod. When have we seen that one before?
Yeah, that still does not put that Agate Tower small key in logic, but that's
bow
pretty good.
Itself is not in logic.
So now you just want an Eastern Palace big key, and you can do Eastern Palace. You have one of the 2 items you want to have before going to Eastern.
And these maze checks also out of logic as they are locked by the 6 pod smalls. The ones in these, like this one and the ones in the basement, are just locked by the 4.
Yeah. Nice heal.
Yeah, heals in the dark maze of pod when you're trying to death warp. Those are something else that you'll often see too often.
Yeah, so now that Andy found the bow, he might go back to grab that small key.
Yeah, we'll see. That's definitely an option. And we're seeing Linlinlin is going to go into Turtle Rock, may do the Chomp chest as well, and then probably going to check this left connector too.
There's also
the moon pearl
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, there's also a chance that Lin checks the top of Turtle Rock. He has 1 small key, so he can do it.
Oh yeah, going all. So
yeah,
the top. You mean like the?
Yeah.
He can't get the laser bridge yet. He doesn't have the big key.
Yeah, if the big key is locked behind the Turtle Rock upper entrance, this entrance is in logic with 2 Turtle Rock small keys.
Yeah, but we already have the front of Turtle Rock. That was just Hyrule Castle.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if we have the front, just pick the face, the chain jump item, and leave. There's no reason to waste the key.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I agree. If you hadn't found it, then yeah, there could be some value to going back to front. Though you might want to hold off on it with just the one.
Yeah. There's a very high chance Lin is checking Old Man very soon. Oh, that's good. That's super good.
Yep, that's small.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sounds more.
The Thieves Town Small can be, it's kind of hard a lot of times to not orphan the Thieves Town big chest, because you have to find the Thieves Town Small and the hammer, and oftentimes at least one of those guys is hiding before it's convenient to do Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's definitely a key we want to find. Also, blind is not in logic without this small key, so back of this town is super awkward when you don't have it.
That Turtle Rock left is one of our guaranteed connectors, which is the connector to the top of Dark Death Mountain on that floating island. We don't know what item's there, but you might have to go use that to get the item. Now Linlinlin finds these dark world entrances that Andy found earlier, because Linlinlin took the Mire connector from Hyrule Castle and then took the dark connector from Mire, so never got to check Hyrule Castle left.
Yeah. So now, NG finding Moonpearl that easily plays a lot in this game.
Yeah, and we see Linlinlin using that Sank save and quit because this is the Turtle Rock front, and he knows that there's one item to be had here.
That's the only reason you have to take this spawn point.
Yeah, it's if the Hyrule Castle entrance had been garbage, you would never see that spawn point being used. But yeah, we'll have to see. Linlinlin, did he went to the mountain? Did he rescue the old man when he was up there?
Oh, yeah, he did rescue it.
Okay, yeah, because once you see where that old man is, you know that the connector to the back is logic.
I'm surprised he did not check it yet, because that's pretty important information to get. Oh, he might be checking Paradox lower now.
Yeah, because that old man connector could just be like even East Death Mountain, which gives you a lot of light world entrances as well. And meanwhile, we saw Andy find Graveyard Ledge in the swamp entrance, which had the Palace of Darkness big key, which we can't use it to clear pod yet because we don't have the hammer. And we also can't, in logic, we can't get the big chest. We could still get it, but probably won't see the runners rush over there anytime soon. But speaking of rushing, we've got the boots now from Sick Kid, which is a very nice find here.
Yeah. Now you're very happy that you found an early bottle?
Yeah, early bottle, and the Moon Pearl, and now that's also just a convenient spot to get them because those Dark World Bonk Rocks can be annoying to get back to, but
so
right over there and get them now.
Yeah, so it seems Paradox Lower was good.
Yeah, Paradox Lower looks to have been the archery game.
Yeah, but it's actually terrible for Lin because he did not check the Old Man connection.
Yeah, and he's going to orphan the... well, if he goes all the way to Swamp Palace, he probably won't orphan Hype Cave as badly because then you go back there for the Graveyard Ledge item, unless he does a Super Bunny to get that. And you can't Super Bunny in there, sorry, because you have to use the mop. But you don't want to leave behind Hype Cave now because that's got the boots in it.
Yeah. This Moon Pearl is very rough for Linlinlin.
Yeah, because you know the old man is out of logic, so you're not thinking, okay, I'm going to use the old man save and quit to get to the Moon Pearl because it doesn't make sense. But when you figure out where the old man is and he's in logic, then it suddenly makes sense. And also, Linlinlin found Swamp Palace. It moved a little bit to the east today. It's over in that house outside of the Palace of Darkness by those hammer pegs.
Oh, that's Hookshot Cave. So that's a very good information for Andy. Also, he has boots, and we all know Andy will hover this Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, both of these runners are proficient hoverers, so I would not be at all surprised to see both of these runners collect these 4 items right away.
Yeah, well, Lin will not pick it right away because because he does not have Moonpearl, but yeah.
But he did save and quit to Old Man now, so he knows that entrance in logic. So we'll see if he goes to check that connector, because it makes a lot of sense when you know that it's in logic now.
That's the second castle towards Smolky. Now Andy does not need to get it back.
And we see that hovering over there, Andy rewarded with the mushroom right there.
Yeah, that's not the reward you want, but you'll take it.
And it's not bad because we haven't found the witch's hut yet. And in Crosskeys, you do like to turn in that mushroom as soon as possible. And with Magic Bat being locked behind Ganon's tower, you're not going to worry about.
Okay, this is absolutely insane information. So there's a pod Smolky locked by the hookshot.
Yeah, so now anything in the pod big chest or on Helmosaur will be locked by the hookshot. And depending on where the 4th pod small is, then something like the bow could also be hookshot locked.
Yeah. Lin is checking all entrances in the Dark World before doing the Old Man connection.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the logic is you can just save and quit to get back there. So he doesn't have that many left. So a bit unfortunate. The main unfortunate part is that the boots are right after getting the Moonpearl. Because sometimes you can get away with these bunny walks because they don't cost you that much extra time. But with the boots being in the Dark World, it's going to be pretty rough.
That's not the only unfortunate thing, since Andy found the myths in Fifth Town.
Yeah.
So what does these myths put in logic? There's Ice Palace entrance, there's this entire Smith chain, and there's King's Tomb.
Yeah, because we've already found the Mire area, which is the other thing that the myths will often help you with for Crosskeys.
Yeah.
And where was that Thieves Town entrance?
I don't remember, but it was probably locked by Moonpearl.
It was not, I think you followed Hookshot Cave from...
Oh, it's Bunk Rocks. So it's locked by the
Level.
Moonpearl. Because it's locked by boots. So Andy is checking immediately Magic Bat. No. He delivers the mushroom and he checks the King's Tomb. Yeah. He's not doing Magic Bat. He could, but no, he could not because it's in Pyramid. Yeah, so Lin is getting Moonpearl right now.
Because Andy actually knows that Magic Bat is at Ganon's tower, or not Pyramid, whereas Linlinlin actually doesn't know that because he never checks Sank. Getting these other boots checks out of the way, finding Chicken Hut here, which could be something, just a 1-item cave. But Linlinlin having the Moonpearl now, we'll see where he elects to go with that.
There's a high chance he goes back to Outcast, because you have the Dark Shopping Mall that is in logic completely.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he knows that the north part of the Dark World is not anything useful, and I would not be surprised to see him going where he should go to get the boots, and where we know that the boots are there.
Also, there are 2 freestanding items, being Digging Game and the Stampy. There's no reason to not go.
Yeah, so that's very nice because if Linlinlin were to put off those boots for quite a while, you lose the mitts and just general good movement.
Yeah.
There, I didn't see that on Andy's side, but we see the big key of Tower of Hair. I must have just missed it. That's in the Thieves Town entrance, which could be helpful today because we haven't found our hookshot yet.
And definitely seems ahead, but in Crosskeys being ahead before having most items is not significant.
Absolutely. There are so many things that can happen in a Crosskeys seat, so many decisions to be made, that it's easy to make up a lot of time.
Yeah.
Until you're in go mode, it's kind of hard to tell who's ahead.
Yeah. Well, another thing is that Lin checked most things already. Like, Lin did Lin did Turtle Rock already, and all connections in there. Andy did not do that, so he will have to do it at one point.
Yeah,
especially since Turtle Rock connection is very, very good.
Okay, what I was going to say is that Sagina, if you were rooting for Linlinlin, you don't want that to be anything too good because this is a kind of an annoying location for Linlinlin to get back to, but it was just a map.
Yeah. Well, at least the map is good. Yeah, Lin will get these boots. No way. No way you're skipping boots right now.
Yeah, that Hype Cave entrance isn't going to get any better than it is now.
Yeah. So, if you want Lin to win this... Wait. Is he saving? Why?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm very surprised right now. So... That's the boots. Now you offend boots.
Yeah, I
Also,
wonder where he's headed right now.
like, what is the reason to save and quit here? Because I just don't understand. There's no connection there. You still have Dark Shopping Mall completely to do with the one entrance. I just can't understand this one.
I guess maybe he just wants to clear out the rest of Pod now. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to me also because he knows where Swamp Palace is, and unlike Andy, he's pulled the dam already. So there's also another guaranteed item from his perspective.
I think it's bad because Pod is not in logic, and you still don't have the hammer to beat the boss. Also, Lin did not get Pod Big Key yet.
Oh, I thought that was from Stumpy, and that's what caused the save and quit. But I guess I missaw that.
Yeah, that was a scam. That was definitely a save scam. It's just a hard piece. You don't care.
Alright, we got our first look at this pyramid item over here on Andy's side. Just a compass, it won't be collected.
Yeah.
We don't have the mirror, so we can't do anything else over here.
Yeah, that's just super unfortunate for Lin. Right now.
Yeah, because now he's going north. He knows about the Agina entrance and probably doesn't want to leave that behind. Oh, and here's another big key on Andy's side over in the library. Unfortunately, not one of the best big keys to find.
That's the worst one to find.
Yeah, because we've already collected all the items out of Skullwood, so you'd have to go back just for that one. So not even fun.
Yeah. At least you can forgive a Swamp Palace big key, but Skullwoods, never.
And there was the the Old Man Rescue Cave over in the entrance outside of Palace of Darkness. Ooh, Misery Meyer is here.
Okay.
And these runners have 3 small keys and the boots and the cane, so it's a bit unfortunate to not have the Meyer big. But
the most important item is the lamp here. Because when you have 3 small keys, the left side of Meyer is in logic.
Yeah.
You definitely want to follow keys if you have everything of a dungeon before the hour mark.
Yeah, for sure. That lamp is very important because it's their only way of lighting the torches right now. And this Misery Meyer is not in a nice location without the hammer. So if the hammer were to be in here, you definitely would be in having a bad time if you skipped it. So it definitely makes a whole lot of sense to just go right in here.
I think the hammer has a very high chance to be in left side Meyer right now.
Yeah, because Meyer has 6 items they can get to right now, and we've already seen a lot of the entrances checked. Like they've got Catfish, they got Pod Entrance, they got Dark Witch's Hut, but there's not that much left for these runners to check even. So definitely makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, and if it's not hammer, it's probably hookshot, which will also be super good. But yeah, these 3 small keys are very suspicious right now. Yeah, so Lin will get boots now.
Yeah, and the one check that Lin will get over Andy on this is that he has Swamp Palace. He knows Swamp Palace is over here, and he's pulled the dam already. So he can get the first chest, which, if that has something, it's unclear when Andy's going to go back for that connector if he doesn't end up getting the mirror over to there.
Please don't isolate your your boots a second time, Lin? Okay, so Maya small keys were suspicious for absolutely garbage.
Yeah, because like these two chests that we're gonna see from Andy, the map chest and the chest in the main entrance, those are just one small key locked.
Yeah, and now Lin is getting his boots finally.
Okay, and that Bombos is not meaningless because we've already found Ice Palace, so that actually gives us access into Ice Palace. We also have the small key and the big key, so a lot of items are in logic there, and it's honestly not terrible with the cane. It's not good, but it's a lot better than it could be if they had no keys and no cane.
It's the play you despise, but the play that you will still do because you know that it's not a bad one. But you hate to do it.
Yeah, because these runners are getting down to the point where they and also you can go up there and get that glove locked entrance that they weren't able to get earlier when they were up there as a bunny.
Yeah.
There's also a connector up there right next to Ice Palace that they also were not able to get as a bunny. So there's a decent value in that area, though that hook shot might change things a little bit.
Okay, this is it. Yeah, Maya had a high chance to have progression item, so this is it.
Yep, and you were right. And this gives us the main thing. This gives us is East Death Mountain, since Andy already collected the Hookshot Cave items.
The actually very important thing is that this hookshot puts us one step closer to bow. Actually,
it's just needing one more small key.
Yeah, and actually, since Lin has 3 pod smalls, and is getting his 4th in Hookshot Cave, that actually completely puts the bow in logic for us.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think it must have been like one of the Turtle Rock chests or something had a pod small or something.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
A nice item cave over at pod, but nothing useful.
So now the most important, the item you want the most right now is the Eastern Big, because there are 4 items that you can access to in Eastern Palace, but you never ever want to do Eastern Palace without the big key.
Yeah, so you would really hate if it's like hammer in Eastern Palace without the big key and you need the hammer for progression. So yeah, it's definitely really nice if you can find that Eastern big key relatively soon and just guilt-free check the Eastern.
Yeah, especially
we don't know if it's a pendant or crystal yet, so we may not even have to beat Eastern.
Yeah, but there's a high chance it's a crystal. We already know where one pendant is.
And we're seeing Linlinlin give a shot over here at Hovering Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. Definitely harder for Lin to hover.
There's the bottom of Super Bunny. We've already found the top, so don't need to worry about checking that one.
Yeah. So the mushroom. He will need another hover to get the pod big.
Oh yeah, the pod small in here. So this one will be in logic once the hook shot is found. Also, Bellion's hut over here on Andy's side is really big because like we don't have that many entrances left, and this gives them a lot more. Here's the 2 Turtle Rock smalls in the book. It looked like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lin checked the entrance before. That's good. Yeah, so now you just need to hover there once, and it's good. At least he knows the entrance is garbage, so he can just finish this one. Okay, now you grab the heart.
Oh yeah, and Andy found the Turtle Rock big key as well.
See,
here.
if Lin fails this one hover, he dies.
Yeah, I think he just needs to grab the added pressure of having one heart, and that helped him get.
So yeah, he needed an adrenaline shot, and he did it.
Yeah, so very nice. Also, so like what I was saying, Andy found the Turtle Rock big key and 2 Turtle Rock small keys. So now he can actually go through and check the laser bridge connector and get the laser bridge items from Turtle Rock.
He also got the desert's big key, which is pretty awkward because that is a pendant.
Yeah, we haven't even found a
And,
single desert entrance yet.
No, we have found the back of desert. Lin
Yeah,
found.
we did. Yeah.
Yeah, both runners did it actually. So
Not the main road yet, though.
so it's still not in logic because we don't have the desert small, but you have to consider it. It's green pendant, and you know where Saraswara is, so that's 2 items.
And so when Andy's over here, he has the connector, the Quarreling Brothers connector, and Ice Palace. So we'll see if he likes to check either one of those while he's over on East Death Mountain. Finding out Tower of Hera is a pendant, which it's a quick dungeon, so it's not too bad. But I prefer to have a crystal here.
Yeah. So that's a lot of pendant.
Yeah, so now there's only the one pendant out there, so yeah, decent chance that all the unmarked dungeons are crystals.
Yeah, the only other dungeon we can clear is desert, which is also a pendant. This is super awkward.
Andy making his way, taking that Turtle Rock Big Key and the 3 Turtle Rock Smalls right on over to the Turtle Rock Big Chest. He hasn't even dipped any of Turtle Rock, so definitely makes a lot of sense.
He's going Laser Bridge.
Yeah, 4 items, a connector, seems like a great value.
It's actually in logic.
Yeah,
you have just enough smalls to be in logic.
Yeah, it's rare that you'll see this actually be in logic to check like this, because you need the Cane of Samaria, the Lamb, 3 smalls, and the big, but they've got all those things today.
Yeah, Lin is finally checking this connector, which is new information.
At this point, though, connectors are not super valuable because we found so many areas. Like, we already have Desert, we have Mire, we have top of Dark Death Mountain. The main thing we don't have right now is top of Light World Death Mountain.
Isn't it also the Turtle Rock double entrance? I think Turtle Rock double entrance is still not found.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, so Lin is probably hunting this one. Okay, Lin is getting mids right now. Good, very good for him. Now he can catch up Andy. So the one thing Lin has over Andy is information.
Though the one thing Andy just got right now is the mirror in Laser Bridge. So that is a really big find, because that gives us the top of Death Mountain, like I was saying, we didn't have yet. And also gives us a lot of other random mirror checks. And also, importantly for Andy, it will get him the dam pole for Swamp Palace, which was behind a bit of an annoying connector. But with the mirror, you can get to it otherwise.
Yeah, so this mirror is reducing Lin's information advantage.
Yeah, because they dropped Andy off right here, and he decides he's going to check this same entrance here.
Yeah.
Which is, it's really nice to find this right after getting the mirror, because now you don't have to worry about going all the way to Graveyard Ledge when you're checking the mirror.
Yeah, and then he's starting Smith's Chain without the mirror. So this will be to Andy's advantage here.
Yeah, because that mirror, it opens up a lot of the entrances over in Mire. Not as much as it normally does, since we've already found some of them, but we get the front entrance to Desert, we get the Checkerboard Cave as well. And it's been unfortunate Linlinlin doing Smith without the mirror when the Smiths are in the really close spot here.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. That's a nice payment for logic.
Yeah, we haven't found Ganon's Tower yet, but that third small will be...
Well,
in Ganon's Tower, you need 4 smalls for a lot of the stuff, so...
Yeah,
almost there now.
For now, Ganon's Tower, even if you find Ganon's Tower right now, there's not a lot of shit you can do in it, because you don't have a hammer, and you don't have a Fire Rod. You can still do right side and Ice Armors out of logic with the lamp, but it's not very good.
Yeah, definitely not a fun bomb jump. I'm sure both of these runners, being as good as they are capable of doing it, but you might not just want to do it because it's out of logic.
It's actually not that hard if you have boots. If you don't have boots, it's absolutely insanely difficult. But if you have boots, it's actually pretty easy to do. You just need to time the floor master.
Actually, another thing that really helps that is the fire shield, because then the Medusa head just can't bother you. You just line up and tank the fire shots. And he found his way over to a Desert Palace entrance, so we'll be able to clear out a lot of this. We'll see if he elects to save scum the small key, but probably not at this point because he's not near a saves point.
Oh my god!
There's the hammer.
Okay, so that Desert big key is huge.
Yes, that's the hammer is locking quite a bit of stuff right now. Having that hammer now, Andy can clear out Palace of Darkness boss, clear out Ice Palace, just straight up full clear it.
Yeah. So now that Andy found the hammer in that position, you can definitely say that Andy is ahead.
Yeah, because he's got some really nice dungeons to clear out, and he could just find some required items on the way, just doing dungeons you have to do anyway. And so is that Desert Palace Mire entrance connected to Desert Palace front? Or did I just see that?
Which is super good. You have a very easy access.
Yeah, and so Chad asking about Go mode, it's kind of hard to say at this point without knowing where our other crystals are, because we could need the Swamp Palace small, we could need the Eastern big, we're going to need at least one of those two.
Well,
and the Thieves Town big.
Yeah, you need at least...
2 keys, at least 2 keys, the Fire Rod and the Ice Rod.
We need at least 3 keys, because we need to clear
you're right,
3 of 4 dungeons that are Eastern Palace, Swamp Palace, Thieves Town, and Maya.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about Maya there.
So you need at least 3 keys. You need the Fire Rod.
And the Ice Rod, because Turtle Rock's a red crystal.
And Ice Rod, because it's a crystal, yeah. So that's the bare minimum. You need at least 5 items.
But the good thing is, with the items that Andy has right now and that Linlinlin will be getting, you have access to like every entrance. So it just makes a lot of sense to do what Andy's doing here. Just beat your dungeon, see what items you get, and then based off that, just go where you can.
Yeah. Lin really needs to find these items very soon. So what Lin is hunting right now is Hookshot, Desert Big, Total Rock Big, and obviously the hammer.
Yeah, and so the way that it works is that hook shot blocks basically all the items you just said except the hammer, which is locked by the Desert Big. Linlinlin is actually on his way over to Misery Mire, which he'll surely go in there and get the hook shot because there's just not that much left for him to do.
Yeah. Lin will have perfect information in very soon. He did nearly all entrances available to him.
And Chad asking about Thieves Town Small, that is in the Chain Chomp chest of Turtle Rock, so Andy has not done that.
This is actually super good for Lin. But there's a high chance Andy does that really late. So it's not important if Fifth Sound Biki is not found, but when Andy finds Fifth Sound Biki, he will not want to put a foot in Fifth Sound before getting the small key if possible.
Yeah, I guess it really depends, because if you get there and you're really close to go mode, you may elect to take the risk.
Yeah, but you need 5 items right now.
Yeah. Very nice there by Andy, using the 2 hammerheads even though he has Tempered Sword, because then he can release the spin for the final hit.
Yeah. Also, a very important point from chat. Mirror being on Laser Bridge is not in logic, because in entrance logic, you need a cape, Birna, or 3 shields to get these items. And only in entrance logic.
Yes, that's a very good point. And since these runners haven't skipped any overworld shields that I can recall, so you're probably expecting the Cane of Burna just to be somewhere random.
Yeah, since Cape was also on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, because Cape, it's not going to be Cape that's going to help you. It's kind of, I'm kind of trying to think, like, because there was not that much left by the time these runners got the hook shot, so there wasn't that much left either once they... Oh, I guess they could just be Cane of Bird and Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, there's a high chance. Also Eastern Palace.
Yeah. Well, Ice Palace isn't bad for Andy now because he can just full clear it, but Eastern Palace you don't want to do right now.
Okay, Andy is getting his last items here.
Yep, Andy, using the save scum, actually both these runners save scum the vanilla big key chests, so both these runners will be able to full clear pod with just the 4 small keys.
Oh, that's good.
Which map was the Eastern Palace? Okay,
Eastern Palace.
That's good to know.
So Crystal. So yeah, you need that Eastern big key. Ooh, just in time for Lin. That was clutch.
Yep, a pretty convenient death warp there because he still hasn't checked pod entrance because that's how you're out of this area when you don't have the mirror. You want pod. You never want to walk out of the pod entrance.
Yeah.
And Andy going back to this, which makes a lot of sense. It's just the one check, but he knows that his opponent could have checked it because of the Castle Tower small he elected to save scum earlier.
He knows his opponent did check it because his opponent is Lin and he's the god at Mimic Clip.
Yeah, so it's definitely a nice safe play there to protect yourself from not getting wrecked by your own save scum earlier.
There's no way Andy does not feel ahead in this set. He found his garbage moon pearl super fast, and he found that hammer very soon after.
Yeah, I think I would say that he doesn't feel behind because I think it's hard to feel ahead when you're racing either of these runners because it's just as possible your opponent could have done the exact same thing you did.
Yeah, but at least he probably knows he's not behind.
Yeah, you're feeling like you're either going to be ahead or your opponent made similar decisions and is right with you.
He really had a very fortunate routing in this set, I think.
Yep, and Andy's electing to take this Hyrule Castle connector over to the Dark Death Mountain so that he can get the one Hookshot Cave entrance on the way to checking the Ice Palace and perhaps even the Turtle Rock entrance if that's Bombos.
Yeah.
And you can also check the top of Death Mountain too.
Yeah. Lin will be doing purple chest, which is a pretty big information here. Andy is not doing this.
And we saw there, Thieves Town is also a crystal now. So we've got a 50-50 between Mire and Ice Palace.
Yeah.
And I think you're definitely, if you're one of these runners, you probably prefer Ice Palace to the crystal because they can just clear that right now.
Yeah. Also, Thieves Town being a crystal is huge. Because Lin has a small key and Andy does not. Okay, that's GG.
Yeah, here's Ganon's Tower. So it's a very dense location and Crosskeys having 27 checks.
Yeah, but you don't have 27 checks in logic right now.
Absolutely.
You have the 4 right side are not in logic, the top is not in logic, and the big chest is not in logic.
Yeah, so you've got 3 in Ice Armos, Bob's chest, you've got the Stalfos room, you've got the 3 that you've already checked.
Randomizer room is not in logic because Lin has only 3 small keys.
Yep. Because interesting, Ice Armos is locked by fewer keys than things that seem to be earlier, because if you waste your keys as bad as you can, you still can't get locked out of the Ice Armos, because you'll get there either from the left or the right.
Yeah. Okay, that's 1 shield down. Okay, that's GT completely in logic now. Oh, Maya Big. You want to see this?
Yeah, because now the runners... If before this they had perhaps 1 extra big key they would need if Mire was a pendant or Mire was a crystal versus Ice Palace, but now they're good either way.
Okay. You find half magic before finding fire rods. Yeah.
And yeah, Chad pointing out that this mirror locked shield is, unless there's some weird connector that gets up here too, means that Cainaberna is probably locking the mirror.
Yeah. There's a Bjarna sitting in Eastern Palace, you just know it at this point. Okay, so I think Lin is getting Desert Big right now.
Yeah, Desert Big and Turtle Rock Big are both over in this general area. I can't remember the exact locations for them.
Yeah, at least double tier small.
Because they have Tower of Hera right over here as well, which had one of them.
And Turtle Rock Big, yeah. So that was the Turtle Rock basement, because 2 Turtle Rock Smalls and Turtle Rock Big.
And in Randomizer room, locked by those 4 GT keys, we see the Swamp Small key and Silver Arrows. So the Swamp Small, we don't know if Swamp's a crystal yet, but
yeah,
it's decently likely. I guess it's like a 50-50 at this point. I kind of forgot about Ice Palace when I was mentioning the 50-50 earlier.
Yeah. So now you are looking to find 4 items for Go mode, guaranteed, because you can clear both dungeons that can be a pendant or a crystal, which is very important. Okay.
Also, the one thing, so these runners still need to find Swamp Palace, so it'll be interesting to see, because I think at this point you really want to do some dungeon rush. But you need to find Skullwood's back.
Yeah. Skullwood's back is the dungeon you want to find right now.
Yeah, sorry guys, I said Swamp because SW, I always get messed up with Skullwoods. Yeah, Swamp is in the house outside pod, they both found it. Spike Cave up here on the mountain as well.
There's a high chance Skullwoods is on Turtle Rock entrance.
Yeah, they've got Tower of Hera entrance still. I think, is Amity in the Spiral Cave entrance right now? Because that's one of the other ones they had. It could also be, it can't be in the Pyramid Crack today because that's a red crystal. It also can't be in GT because it's just any crystal. So yeah, I agree that there's Turtle Rock entrance, Tower of Hera entrance, and then we've got the top of Bumper out there in the Light World.
Yeah. If it's Turtle Rock entrance, this can be sure. Oh no, it's Bombos. You already have it.
And we also have the Laser Bridge Mimic Cave entrance, or not laser, the Laser Eye and Mimic Cave entrance as well that we haven't found the connector to.
This is pretty insane. Both med entrances are locked by Bombos, and that's the only med we have.
Yeah, this is a really big Bombos seed today, because we're probably having Bombos Ice Palace access as well.
Yeah. Bombos are searching Dominance as the best medallion to exist. Oh no. Lin is doing ice without hammer.
Yeah, and it's a perfectly reasonable play at this point, because it's just all the items except for the strictly hammer-locked ones are in logic with the keys and the big ones. So
this is extremely unfortunate.
Because he hasn't even you just have to go to Laser Bridge to get that mirror. So that's, otherwise you don't have that much stuff left.
Well, he also needs that hammer that is in Desert Big Chest, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but you need the hammer to get to the mirror to get to the hammer, because that's over in well, if you have the mirror, then the Mire area can make more sense, because there's a lot of entrances over there. But he has to get over to the Mire area to get the
But he can get to the Mire area easily.
Yeah, but the Desert Palace main entrance was one of the desert entrances. I don't know if the Mire entrance was as well, but he doesn't know that he can get into desert for that big yet.
Yeah, but that's an entrance that you still did not check, and you have a Skullwoods to find. So that would make sense to check soon. Also, these runners don't need Fire Rod to clear Skullwoods.
There's the Ice Rod there on Andy's side, which is checking off another item we need for our Go mode.
Yeah, so yeah, you want to find this before the other items.
Yeah, so we're down to just Eastern Big and Fire Rod at this point, I believe, plus finding back of Skullwoods, but that's accessible because they can access every entrance right now.
Is it your best Go mode possible is all that? That's
And there's the
insane
Cane of
logic.
Urna in Ice Palace, which
Yeah,
puts
that's
Laser Bridge
insane
into
logic. Yeah. So yeah, you want to find Fire Rod last in this seed.
Yeah. Though in Crosskeys, the Fire Rod is a lot more like the Ice Rod because it doesn't lock strictly that much stuff. Because you got the 4 chests in GT, you've got the 2 chests in Turtle Rock, you've got the Squallwood's entrance that we've already seen, and then you've got Mothula.
And Trinex.
Trinex too, yeah, you're right.
But
But it's definitely better than the Eastern Palace Big Key, which only locks the 2 items.
I swear, if Eastern Big Key is French vanilla,
Yeah, that ends up that can be one of the most annoying things that happens. Especially because you always, when you find that, you always run the risk that your opponent just dipped Eastern early and got it. And
well, yeah, you think about it, but both runners know each other, and they all share the same statement that Eastern Palace without the items to clear it is garbage.
yeah, it is nice to know your opponent's tendencies for that.
There's a consensus between these runners, like a gentleman agreement that this is the garbage, and they will not do it.
And we're going to see Linlinlin do a bit of a different sequence of things than Andy did, because we're finding the hammer first because he used the book to get into the Desert Palace main entrance.
I think this is better for him.
Where was the laser bridge? Where did that connector drop us off?
Vanilla.
Oh yeah, okay. Like he's
And
he's not going to be able to get back.
Yeah.
You have to go to laser bridge.
I think Lin now wants to find Fire Rod before doing laser bridge. He has Ice Rod.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ice Rod, Cane of Samaria, Turtle Rock Big.
Also, he kinda has to know that laser bridge is vanilla at this point.
I guess you could think like Mirror maybe in Eastern Palace, and then that just puts it in one of the Mirror Lock entrances. But it is decently likely.
Yeah, but no, you know there's at least a connector that leads to vanilla Turtle Rock.
We haven't found the other Turtle Rock guaranteed connector though, right? Or Bumper Cave, so it could be one of those two as well.
We have one of Bumper Cave entrances already.
Oh, we found the top of Bumper in already?
We found the lower Bumper Cave, but yeah. Okay, this is what you talked about.
Yeah, I don't think Andy did the Desert Palace right.
Yeah, so now Lin has to know. Okay. So now Lin has full information.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes when you see runners missing a dungeon like this, you prioritize searching for it, but that's generally when you also need items to access other places. Whereas now, you just do the dungeons, maybe you get your go mode, and then you can hunt for that Skullwoods entrance and just finish it as quick as possible.
I mean, you have meat, hammer, and one pearl, flute, boots, and hook.
Yeah,
you hunt your dungeons. You don't hunt items. You just hunt entrances at this point.
Well, yeah, you beat your dungeons, and then you just look for Skullwoods.
Well,
there's also not that many high-end item locations left. We found all of the 2 item locations. We found Hookshot Cave. We found all the 5 item locations. So they basically look for just one-offs.
The big advantage of hunting entrances is you 100% have to do it. You have enough items to do it. And even if you don't find the dungeon, you might find the items you still need by doing this. So hunting entrances is probably better. Well, if you have a crystal dungeon, you can full clear, do it. But hunting entrances is better than doing random checks in random things.
For sure, like you won't see Andy go and do Smith's Chain here.
Yeah, there's no way.
And I think that's one of the most important skills for Crosskeys, is kind of knowing, okay, I should be doing items now versus doing entrances based off what you have and what you don't.
Yeah. So yeah, Lin is getting back some things here. Lin is definitely still behind, but he has a 5th down small. This can just save him.
Yeah, there's always a chance in Crosskeys. I think it's pretty safe to say that Andy has a lead at this point. He's just done more checks than Lin. He has items that Lin's looking for, but Crosskeys can still throw a wrench in your plans.
Yeah. MG goes in Eastern Palace right now. I think I think he will be in a pretty good spot. He will check the Hera entrance before. No reason not to.
Yeah, because there just aren't that many entrances left.
Yeah. Don't die, Lin.
Also, we have Ether Tablet up here.
Yeah. Well, nice to do both at the same time.
And Tower Pair entrance is just nothing, so it's looking like one of those mirror entrances or the Turtle Rock entrance at this point.
It's definitely a Turtle Rock entrance, but you can do it. It's okay. I think you know that Skullwoods is available at this point. Because it's a red crystal.
Yeah,
so
yeah, you definitely know it's available. It's just a matter of how nice is it to get to.
Because the only entrance you can't do is the Skullwoods back, and we exited from there.
Yeah, it's really nice when the dungeon you're hunting is a red crystal, because then you just can immediately eliminate that pyramid entrance for it. And you can't even have something like the pyramid entrance leads to a connector that leads to Skullwoods. No, it's just, don't even think about the pyramid connector.
Yeah.
It could still lead to something like Eastern Palace Big Key, but that's a later problem.
Yeah, I think this is 100% Skullwoods now.
Have we seen Mimic Cave yet?
Oh, this is connector?
I think this is gonna be top
no.
of bumper. I don't think we've seen
no,
that.
no. Okay, Skullwoods is Mimic Cave.
No, GG.
Well, this is complete garbage. You don't. This is completely useless information. So yeah, Andy will need to do that right to get to the Turtle Rock ledge. Skullwoods is probably Mimic Cave at this point.
Yeah, we got Mimic Cave and we just got that other entrance. Or no, we saw that entrance. Sorry, because Linlinlin walked out of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have Hammer House too and Hammer Pegs.
Wait, Andy did not check those?
No, because he was so done with this. Maybe he does Smith Chain now because he's right here and Smith Chain's so quick this seed.
Yeah. I'm just surprised that Andy did the other checks before this one.
Well, I mean, he had some crystal dungeons that he could beat, so I think it still makes sense.
Yeah, but he did this after, so yeah. Okay, these are dead, so he will need to find that connection. Okay, Lin is finishing ice.
Yep, he knows that it's a crystal this time, so I'm just gonna go in here and beat it. Gonna have to beat it at some point, so why not now?
Yeah, you can do everything, you do it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we actually have the race game left too. There's a decent amount of mirror locked enters. We walked out of K45 earlier.
And here it is. Well, you'll put this Smith back into his spot by clearing this dungeon, but
Yeah.
he's there.
I think we're gonna see a Smith deletion here because it's not too bad to pick him back up if you want to turn it in, but when you go a crystal, the Smith gets deleted.
Well,
if you pick up a pendant, he stays.
It's not like he's far.
Yeah, he's right there, so it's not. It's hardly even going to be a time loss because you're turning him in so close to where you pick him up. So the Smith will get to go on a moth extermination tour today.
Yeah. So yeah, for those that don't know this bomb jump, it's completely free. Just line yourself on the wall, put a bomb, boom, it's free.
Yeah,
there's no way
you.
you can miss this one. It's
Well, just watch out for the Wall Master. That's the main.
Yeah, that's the thing. Wait for the World Master.
Just stand by the wall, wait till the wall master falls, walk over to the right, and you're good.
Okay, so this will be Andy's 4th crystal.
So, Chad asking about the Agate 2. We have Magic Bat today inside of the pyramid.
Yeah. But not having the GTB key, we are not thinking about it yet.
Yeah, we did funnily enough find the powder in Ganon's tower, but
yeah,
no big key yet.
This is the same reason you are not thinking about pet. You don't have Desert Small, so you don't think about pet. It's not in logic, you don't care.
Yeah, the one thing about that, so the Eastern Palace big key can be so deep into the seed that it still could be there, but you're not going to worry about fulfilling that possibility yet.
Any big key can be super far into logic.
Yeah, those big keys, like if it, like something like the hammer has to show up because it locks stuff, but the big keys, they only lock like a couple items, so they often get referred to like ice rods because they're very similar.
Very similar. There's just one exception. It's a Turtle Rock big key.
Yeah, because that one leads to some connectors depending on what your entrance situation is.
And some items.
Same with Thieves Town Big. It leads to some extra items. Most of the other ones just lead to the one.
Yeah, but less items and no connector. So less good. Yeah. Lin is still hunting for Skullwoods, but he will need mirror from Turtle Rock to do it. So I think
after force that mirror relatively soon.
I think after this entrance, he has none left before finding mirror. So he will know at least.
So over on Andy's side, we see him turning in the purple chest using this mirror glitch here instead of using the flute because he wants to check Bombo's tablet as well while he's over here.
Yeah, he got a nice fairy in a bottle. Probably never using it, but And
Linlinlin's making his way over to Turtle Rock, so gonna get over and get the mirror that he needs.
Yeah, okay, this is good.
Right now.
This is good. This is the play you want to make. Well, I mean that's his best concentration. That's his best concentration of items. So there was no way he was offering it more than this.
And looks like Andy's gonna go into Swamp Palace now.
Yeah, it's a pendant, but it's a lot of items. Swamp is probably a better play than Eastern Palace, so yeah.
Yeah, there's just more items, and I mean, I guess you could. The more items is the main thing because they both take a good amount of time, and you may. So, like, if you find the Eastern Big Key in Swamp, you get to skip the going into Eastern twice. But if you don't find anything in Swamp, then you lose the time you spent in Swamp, obviously.
Yeah, but well, if you find just beat the boss. And if you need pet later, at least you have the pendant.
Yeah, and also Andy already paying off found the fire rod in the second chest of Swamp. I guess you sometimes call it the first chest, but in Crosskeys it's kind of the second because the first chest can do whatever it wants now. Yeah.
So this is good for Andy. Now he is 2 items from go mode.
Yep, we just need our Thieves Town Big and our Eastern Big, and those.
Okay, so Andy wants to find Eastern Big right now. If he finds Eastern Big, Linlinlin will lose all the advantage he has with the 5th down small key.
Yeah, because if you do need the Thieves Town Big Key to put blind into logic, but if you don't need any more items and you just need the crystal for blind, you don't care at all about that.
Yeah. Lin's best win condition in this seed is Eastern Big in the 5th down big chest. That's his best way to come back. Okay. This would try next into logic.
Yeah, getting that last Turtle Rock small. And like the thing Linlinlin has now is that he's checked so much of the game. He's down to basically just the mirror checks now. Also found Skullwoods. So it'll be interesting to see when he elects to go up to the mountain, because like Andy had an easy free play to get to the mountain because he was going to go to Ice Palace anyway. So it made a lot of sense to go over there. But I think it still makes a lot of sense for Linlinlin since there's most of his entrances are up there and he's not found GT yet.
He will need to do GT. Well, you want to find GT at this point.
Yeah, it's most likely, and we already know that there are some of the required Go Moment items in there, but it's definitely the most likely to place to have at least some of your Go Moment items from Linlinlin's perspective.
Yeah. Another scary item is if you find the GTB key. That's
with that Fire Rod location, you could actually gain a decent amount of time if you elect to sequence break the right side of GT, and there is something there.
Yeah.
Because it's a required double dip of GT to get over there, since the Swamp Small was in GT and the Fire Rod was in Swamp.
Yeah. It would be super fortunate for Lin.
Yeah, interesting to see Andy leaving out of Skullwoods after doing left side. Probably is going to do the rest of Turtle Rock for now. Clear out the boss.
Yeah. Actually, coming back from the left side of Swamp is pretty long. So Andy is just finishing Turtle Rock right now.
Yeah, and I actually really like this play because it's a play that you would absolutely never make in a standard mode seed because getting into Swamp Palace takes so long. But where Swamp Palace is, it's not terrible to get back to. And if he, say, beats Trinex, gets and does the 2 items out in the Fire Rod locked part of Turtle Rock and finds a Swamp Big, then you're just going to check that for free.
Yeah, this is the important part. If you get to Swamp Big, this play is insane.
And also, you could just not do. It's kind of like because I think it would have been less surprising if you see Andy leave immediately after getting the Fire Rod. But I think doing what he did also makes sense from that sort of point of view. That left side takes a long time to get back from, and you could just skip the rest of Swamp if the Fire Rod just leads to your stuff.
Yeah. Oh well, skipping back of Swamp is. I mean, if you don't do checks in the back of Swamp, you saved what 5 seconds.
Well, yeah, if I guess Argus is going to take a while, but like you could get those 2 sunken checks pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Well, Swamp is a crystal, is a pendant, so that's the. If it was a crystal, then yeah, I agree. You just go in there to the back for sure. But we might not have to beat Argus today, so you could potentially just skip that.
Yeah. He's just hoping for Swamp Palace Big to go back into Swamp. Yeah. Both runners are super scared of Eastern Palace right now. There's no way you're not scared of the Eastern right now.
Yeah, I mean, they still got, at least they still got a decent amount of checks other than Eastern. Andy has back of Swamp, he has Fire Rod locks that GT, and he has these 2 Fire Rod checks here. But it is definitely weighing in your mind now. Because you could have either Eastern Palace Big Key being French Vanilla, or you could have Thieves Town Big Key in there, and then Eastern Palace Big Key Thieves. You could have something that leads to, like, Desert Palace Small leading to a pedestal. So there's a lot of options.
Okay, so last spot. The 5th? Oh yeah, it's the 5th. That's the one Lin had over Andy.
Yeah, the Thieves, Andy's most likely going to go up the change hop there to get that Thieves Town Small.
So yeah, this is Lin's advantage is vanishing right now.
Oh, there's Spiral Cave on that top of bumper, so...
Okay, 5th on big.
Okay,
And,
that's really big for Andy then.
Yeah, and he's getting 5th on small in the next check.
And this will actually work out really nice for Andy because he's got his mirror portal out by Swamp. Thieves Town is at Bonk Rocks. So you just go, you get the Thieves Town small here, you clear out Thieves Town. If you don't have all the items you need, you can just go right back into Swamp.
Yeah. Now Lin has no advantage over Andy. Andy is pretty far ahead. Andy is probably super happy to find this one.
Yeah, that's a very nice
yeah.
The big key. It was nice to find from when Linlinlin got it because it's like your opponent might not get it, but then with the Thieves Town big right there, you're feeling really great to get it. Literally the next item.
Yeah. Andy was pretty mad about finding that 5th town big key before finding the East town big key because you don't want to isolate this check. But then 5th town small saves the day. You don't isolate anything. You feel ahead and you can do everything in 5th town. That's probably the best thing you can hope for.
Yeah, because it's not like even if you got to go mode Thieves Town, it's going to save barely any time. I mean, if you're playing in Key Sandy of any kind, and you have the small key, go mode at least saves this one trip up the hallway and the big chest, but that's really about it.
Yeah. Now Andy is just hoping for Eastern big key, not vanilla. That's it.
Yeah, you really just want Eastern Palace big to be in here, because the other entry, none of the checks that he has left are particularly great. You have to climb the mountain to do GT right side, plus perhaps even the climb and Magic Bat, and then you have back to Swamp.
At least Andy does not have the GT big key.
That's true, yeah.
Now every big key he finds will be bad for his heart.
Yeah, because we still have the Swamp Pig and the GT Pig out there, so it's only a 1 in 3 when you see that big key if it's the one you want. That's kind of the true Key Sandy experience when you're in big key go mode and there's still other big keys that you can find.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if Andy is not going back to Swamp after this.
Yeah, it's just, especially since where Swamp is and that his portal is still there, I believe. The one that's right into the Swamp, so it's basically free to go back in there.
He could go into GT. But if you do this, you're isolating GT big chests immensely. Oh, that's one big. Okay, that's good for Lin. That's super good for Lin. Once he gets Swamp Small, but that's the way to come back.
Yeah, there's he's got a different big chest to pin his hopes on to make up some time.
So yeah. Lin got one more chance.
And here's Lin going up to the mountain using this connector, so he'll be able to get the item for free the first time, and then we'll find Ganon's tower over here as well.
Yeah. Nice 5th town small.
Yeah, getting the gold sword, not going to complain about that.
Yeah.
It saves about as much time as it took Andy to pick that up when you can consistently double one cycle Ganon and have already beaten Trinex.
Yeah. But it's better than a green rupee.
Yeah, it's nice when you at least get something that's neutral or a small time save. And Andy having no problems with that blind fight. Gonna collect another crystal, just needs the one in Eastern now.
Yeah, Lin is finding that GT very soon.
Yeah, I'll check this Turtle Rock entrance, and GT was just the top of Paradox.
Yeah, you don't check it before you check the other entrance. What you're hunting for is GT.
And I think, so the way Lin routed that connector will actually help because he hasn't checked Terra entrances, he's checked all the other Death Mountain entrances, so we'll save him a little bit of time.
Yeah. Okay.
So Andy's actually going to go to GT before going to Swamp Palace, it looks like.
Another good thing about this seed is that you get powder before getting GT Big Key.
And it's kind of an interesting decision these runners are faced with right now because they got you kind of can worry a little bit about orphaning either of the big chests because like let's say you go into Swamp back and the GT big is in there. Like you're orphaning GT big chest by doing this first, but on the flip side you could do the same thing where like Swamp Palace big could be in here.
Yeah, but Swamp is a faster big chest to get to, so I would have done Swamp first.
Yeah, and I guess the counter for that is that these 4 chests are going to be quicker than the chests in Swamp because you'll get the first 3 of Swamp are not too slow, but then beating Argus takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Lin can finally do Maya. He's probably very happy about this one. And he'll get Swamp Small in just a second.
Oh, big key.
Oh my god!
Oh,
okay,
that's good, but not
that's
what
good.
we need.
Like, yeah.
Rather than getting the Swamp, or the Swamp Palace big key wouldn't be too bad either, but I definitely prefer the GT one there, because now you can get the big chest. It does put the climb on your mind, but I think it just put that off for now. But now, I guess the choice between doing the climb and Swamp is a pretty annoying one.
I think you definitely do the climb now. You have everything. You already got your payment for 4 small keys, but this GTB key is just... Yeah. Andy does not have much left in this seed. Okay, that's bad.
Pedestal's available as well, and also neither of these runners have checked the right side of Desert.
Yeah. I think you do the climb here. There's no good thing to do, but at least if you do the climb now, you never go back to GT ever.
Yeah, it's kind of a gamble though, because the climb is only 5 items. Like even the Desert Palace small leads us to 4, and it's a lot quicker. So yeah, you don't have to come to GT again, but it is a longer check. So it's definitely a difficult decision. I don't envy Andy's position right now. Well, I mean, I envy it in terms that he's ahead in the race, but I don't like having to make those difficult decisions.
It's just casino at this point, because if you do climb first, you take longer to do checks, but you do them more efficiently. If you skip the climb, you do checks faster, but then you'll have to go back there, and it's in the end you lose time. So if Desert is a correct play, good, you have saved some time. But if GT climb is the play to make, then he will have lost a ton of time.
Yeah, it's really but he's actually going to do a check that neither of us were expecting, going into Eastern, which also has about the same amount of items. You can get 4 items from Eastern as well.
Yeah, okay.
But the main downside here is that you're going to have, it's a long walk back if it's not in here.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that I know because why NG is doing this. He knows Linlinlin will never do this. So if Eastern Vicky is there, he just wants to see. Absolutely. That's probably what's in his head right now.
Oh
yeah, like this.
Oh,
oh my god! I called it.
About an hour ago.
Yeah, I called it. This is absolutely insane.
Well, that's definitely the most payoff you could get from all those random different 4 items you can get from Swamp or from Desert or for Ganon's Tower. Now just go into Eastern and you get the big key.
Yeah. Yeah, also I can guarantee you I don't have the spoiler log for this seed. Yeah.
Pretty nice call, and get to skip these chests on the way. It's really nice because Ganon, for those tuning in late, Ganon is just in the Sanctuary drop down. So Andy's in go mode, just needs to beat Eastern and go to Sanctuary.
Yeah, and this is guaranteed sub 2. So very fast.
Yeah, go mode and Crosskeys is very quick because like in standard seeds you get your go mode and then you have to beat like at least 1 dungeon and then do the GP climb, whereas Crosskeys you just beat 1 dungeon and go into GT, and that's normally how long it takes. Or go into Ganon directly, sorry.
Yeah. Honestly, this Eastern Big Key is absolutely garbage. That's probably no worse spot for it to be.
All right, 7th crystal collected. Silver arrows are most nice and easy. So Andy just got to flute on over to the witch's hut and swim over to Ganon. Or, I mean, I think that's probably the best route, but we'll see.
Yeah, I have spent a long time memeing about this Eastern Big E vanilla, and this is the first time it actually happened. I'm pretty stunned right now.
Yeah, you can also flute to 8 and swim up there, so I trust Andy's judgment better than mine.
Yeah. It's better if it's Lumberjack or Sanctuary.
So going into the Ganon fight, gold sword, silvers, should be a nice and quick fight here.
Eastern Big E was on the second chest in Eastern Palace. That both runners skipped completely because Eastern Palace is garbage without the Big E.
Yeah, Eastern Palace has been clearable since they got the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, so that's... Eastern Palace is clearable for more than 1 hour right now, so... Could have gotten that a long time ago.
And already on the phase 3 of Ganon. Hasn't given us any warps yet, so really fast Ganon so far. And look at that, 0 warp Ganon.
Yeah. This is gonna hurt for Linlinlin. He has only 4 crystals.
Alright, Ganon is down. Andy just needs to cross this bridge and he'll be the victor. We'll move on to the 6-1, which would guarantee him a spot in the elimination stage of this tournament. So get your GGs in chat for Andy. We'll be finishing up.
Yeah, this is very good for him because I think his 1 loss was his first match.
That's correct, yeah.
So that's a very good comeback.
So Andy is finished with the time of 1:54.37. So very, very nice there. And it looks like Linlinlin is electing to forfeit, realizing that he's still got quite a bit of a ways to go.
Yeah. There's no blaming here. There's a lot of things to do.
Yeah, and we'll see if looks like we got one of the runners joining us now. All right, Andy, congratulations on your win.
PG.
Jeez, goodness.
How about that Eastern Big Key?
Oh man, I am after getting Thieves Big in Turtle Rock, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Thieves Town and then right side GT and Eastern, and I'm really glad I stuck to that instead of following GT Big upstairs or going to Desert and doing Green Pendant or something. Man.
Yeah, that was definitely a crazy position. Because, yeah, like you were mentioning, there was a bunch of other 4-item checks, but Eastern Palace was the play, so really good to see there. Also, we're joined by Linlinlin, so good games to you as well, Linlin.
Hello.
Oh, GG's, Lin.
GG's.
So, Linlinlin, do you have any thoughts on this?
What's in Eastern?
The Eastern Big Key.
Oh, I would have gone there anyways at some point. Like, if it's only the Eastern Big Key, I would have gone there, looking for it. Eventually, after getting the other items. For sure.
Yeah. So, one of the things that changed the seed dramatically was the Moon Pearl position. Angie got his Moon Pearl very, very early. By checking
I kind of messed up my logic for a bit, but the difference that the time that it took me to put myself back in logic, quote unquote, I was in logic, but I didn't figure it out. Wasn't the time difference here? Like I can't finish the seed by the time with the time I lost by while doing those shenanigans. So whatever.
Was it logical to? So was it like I was trying to figure it out because I got the flute really early.
You just have to go to Outcast and go through the Old Man 7 Quit.
Yeah, so it was just walking from Paradox through Skull, god, that's gross.
Yeah.
Because I found that after Old Man, and I'm like, wait a second. Like, I was racking my brain, and I was just like, how is this logically available?
Fire Rod, I'm guessing is in Swamp, right?
Yeah, it's the second chest in Swamp.
Okay.
And then Thieves Town Big is right side Turtle Rock lobby.
Yeah. I can see the route. I'm doing Eastern before going back to GT, I think. Especially if you find a GT Big and want to climb, I think it's kind of on the way, so...
Well, GT Big was in Tile Room, if you're curious, and I was like, well, crap, dude.
I skipped that. Like, after finding Swamp Small, I didn't want to go in the first place, because I didn't have a Fire Rod. I was like, if Fire Rod on the left side, I'm just gonna go back, and then with everything I found in GT, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna wait for the Fire Rod to come back.
Yep, that's what I did. And then I don't know, I didn't feel... I skipped back of Swamp, so when I found Fire Rod in Swamp, I couldn't decide if I wanted to leave yet or not. And by the time I had
dependent or crystal, I'm here and I just entered.
Swamp was I think it was a 50-50 between Ice and Swamp for me. And when I beat Ice and got a crystal.
And I actually I just was messing up. But I was going to Swamp anyways.
Yeah, it was the bomb wall chest, and I was like, oh god, do I leave and go to Turtle Rock, or do I stay in here? And I was already like at the donut room by the time I decided, so I did left side and left the back for later. I didn't have the big key yet.
I can see just leaving and then going to Turtle Rock. I mean, you're getting spat out of Haru Castle anyways, and if you want to go back, if you didn't find anything in Turtle Rock, just go back to Swamp.
Yeah, but I just didn't want to go to Swamp. So it was gonna back of Swamp probably gonna be last for me, and at least until I got the big key, wherever that ended up being.
Somewhere I have it.
It was in Spiral Cave, which was in the this light.
I got a almost classified GT as well. Like, I was checking every entrances, but I was like, where is GT? Where is GT? And then it's my second to last entrance.
Yeah, I felt really good, at least early. Flute, I feel like, was pretty early for me. I felt really good about the Pearl, and then the Meyer dip for hookshot that led directly to Hammer. I'm pretty sure that was... I never checked the rest of the desert entrances, so I'm not entirely sure. But I think that was required.
Their bumper and the Turtle Bridge, which I came.
Okay.
Like, since I was checking entrances, I went to the Maya area, and since Desert was just right here, I just went back.
Yeah, it was actually interesting. You guys both got to that hammer in different ways because you need the hook shot no matter what. Because you could either take the Desert Palace main entrance using the book like Linlinlin did, but you needed to get the hook shot to get to Blind Hut on East Death Mountain, or you can do. Andy got the mirror out of Laser Bridge.
Laser Bridge was the next play after checking that desert entrance. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do Laser Bridge and then go check the desert entrance with the book, but then Mirror was there, and I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll just do it with the mirror and just do it all at once.
That's why I felt really bad after getting the mirror, because I'm like, oh, you should just go to TR. You don't have to go through that. And when I was in Desert, like, I stole the key in the back of Desert. I was like, it's Green Pendant, whatever. And I just opened the door and then it's left.
Yeah, and the funniest thing about it is that this mirror was not even in logic, because Laser Bridge was locked by Bjarna, because Cape and Shields are locked by Laser Bridge.
I had Burnout going to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, that was an Ice Palace.
Yeah, but Angie did not have Bjarna at this point. So that was interesting.
After getting the book, it wasn't Hera, right? The book.
The Hera I thought was in Blind's Hut, which was right by Hera over any.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
and like I had mitts and Ice Palace is just here. Like, do I commit to just leave it here, or I know TR is very tempting, but at the same time, if I can get a fire out before going to TR, it was a hard decision. It was a very hard decision, and that's why I went to Desert first. Like, if I can get the fire out before going to TR, I'm just golden, but nope.
Yeah, Ice was a tough decision there for me too. I was like, there's no way that the Seed doesn't want me to go to Turtle Rock when there's 2 Turtle Rock Smalls and a big in Blind's house. And so I just went to Turtle Rock.
I was seeing that Turtle Rock play, but I was kind of being greedy for a fire rod, so I just did a lot of garbs.
Yeah. I almost dipped Ice Palace earlier. Like, if nothing was on East Death Mountain, I'm probably going into Ice Palace. but oh man, this is a really interesting seed. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. At least you both finding a flute super early at the same time with this sanctuary position.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I followed that connector. Like usually, especially when I don't have a moon pearl and it gets spat out of back of Skullwoods, I'm just going to Skullwoods. Like no matter what, it's just get it
It's
out
too
of the
easy.
way.
Too easy to bunny revive.
Like you're stuck anyways. Like do
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, that
It's
felt really
5
nice.
items. It's nearly as good as Hype Cave or something like that.
Yeah. We also already had a super early Skullwood small key, so it was like there was no worry about like
Yeah.
stealing the pot small and opening the front either.
Yeah, that would like there was no reason not to get the flute here.
Yeah.
And I think that the best part about that flute there is if you imagine a world where this seed had anything but the flute there, like you'd have to actually do that bunny walk from Skull Woods to the old man spot. You didn't have any other way of getting to that
There is
pearl.
there's the bottom of Paradox. It's leading to
Yeah.
to the brewery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
the
gotta
bottom of
just take a bunny
Paradox would have
walk.
been
Very
easier,
closer than that.
but yeah, God.
I wasn't sure you were gonna follow that connector. I thought that flute was somehow like it helped a lot in the early game, especially getting the glove, getting a lot of things out of the way.
Yeah, I ended up getting the glove before doing North Light World because of the flute, because I did South Light Worlds before going to the woods.
I mean, I was really happy when I found the glove and didn't do the North Light World. Like, okay, didn't even check what was in Sanctuary after that because like it was Ganon or Magic Bat, like not worth the work. I did that when I got the mushroom though, after hovering it. I wanted, if it was Magic Bat, I was gonna fake powder. I mean,
All right, any final words in closing before we close the stream?
GG's Lin. I'll see you in the tournament finals for a rematch of the rematch of
still have
last
to
year.
win a game for that, and that's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, this was a really big. I can't believe I'm like here sitting at 6-1 after starting 0-1. To be honest, but yeah, being able to at least have a chance to get into brackets no matter what happens next week is a very, very nice feeling. But yeah, thank you guys for commentating and thanks for restreaming and all that jazz.
Yeah, GG's and Andy and Lynn, and good luck in your upcoming matches. Looking forward to the bracket, which is coming very soon. Thank you very much for doing commentary, Jamie. I know I'm going to butcher your name again because I'm tired. Is it Alchemist? I know
Yeah.
I butchered. Okay.
No, that was correct.
Okay. And also thank you, Tofile and Tomotoch, for doing tracking today, so I didn't have to do double duty. So I think that's it for us tonight. We should have some more matches this week. You can always check the schedule, and we're always looking for volunteers. So I guess GG's again, guys, and thanks to all my lovely volunteers, and we hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.